Create. First thing to consider is the method you are using, as a questionnaire over the phone is much different to one by post. Guides that must be followed. Keep it short and simple. Introduce the questionnaire. Provide multiple choices for some questions. Pre-test. This is an important stage to testing the questionnaire on a small group of your target population. The pre-test ensures that the questionnaire is understandable, formulated correctly, that any mistakes or misspellings are prevented, and prevents problems occurring during the real questionnaire. Conduct. Conduct a questionnaire. Send them out to your target population. Analyse your results and gather the information gained from the questionnaires into a reliable and quantifiable format.
Hi, I'm James. I'm just going to talk about how to perform a questionnaire. First off, the first step we go into is problem statement. The problem statement, this is where we look at the usability issues that are involved in a product and how we address these issues, because everyone using a product is going to come across issues in using it. It's hard to use or something like that. So we compile all these issues into a concise problem statement. That's where we get our problem statement. And once we have this problem statement, we can then go onto our brainstorming session. The brainstorming is basically the three of us knocking out ideas, seeing what we get. It's we use the brainstorming technique to find out and develop our goals. And once we find out our goals and what we want to achieve, we can then move on to the design of the questionnaire. The design involves its method, what type of questionnaire we want to use, what method we want to use, whether it's interview, telephone, internet or email. So to decide on what type of method we want to use, we look at target population. What is our target population? So then once we look at and try to figure out what is our target population, and we know what method we're going to use, we can then move on to formulating questions for the questionnaire. So formulating questions, this involves looking at your target population, seeing what type of questions we want to ask them. And this comes back to our goals here, what we actually want to achieve from this questionnaire. So we look at our goals, see what we want to achieve, we formulate the questions in a certain way that it's going to ask our target population who we're going to fill out the questionnaire what questions we want to see. And once we have the formulated questions done, we can start looking at the approach to the answers. So the approach of the answers is looking at what type of answers we want to get out of our formulated questions. So this links back again to our target population and our goals. It's all aiming towards getting that information that we need for our product. So the approach to the answers, we're looking at task performance. See how the product or the environment performs when being used by the customer or the target population. We look at the usability faults when they're using this product or environment. What are the problems is it user friendly or is it hard to use? And then we go into the formulated questions we want to ask them, for their suggestions, what they think is wrong with the product, how we can improve. So that's in suggestions, and that helps for better consumer experience as well when they're using the product or buying it. user attitudes. This is if they enjoy using it, you know, if it's good to use, and you know, that will heighten the experience as well. And then we can also gain from this design changes, what we need to do to change it. And then this all links back into, you know, this is what we want the questionnaire to do, how we want to perform. That's basically it. Thanks very much.
For our case study, we looked at the Spar shop on campus. We looked at the problem statement of, is the length of time to order and pay too long? First we brainstormed. We found out our goals, which were where we want to learn, which was the deli, who we wanted to survey, and what to ask them. Our sample was going to be students who were using the deli on a day-to-day basis, who were buying hot food, cold food, and who also had to pay. The method we chose was email, because it was the easiest to access all students. After creating our first survey, we found there was some confusion within the questions, so we retested a new survey and found out that this worked a lot better. Now we conducted this survey using SurveyMonkey. First we sent all the emails through the student email out to all the participants. The next one was a link to the internet site where we had set up the survey. As you can see, it's clear and easy to read. First question is the layout of the shop, which you can answer in 5 different ways. The next one is the deli layout, which you can also answer in 5 different ways. The third question is the effectiveness of the floor directions, or would you find them effective? The next one is the average time of length queuing on the hot and cold deli counters. Fifth is do you agree that more staff will be needed at the deli counters? 6. How long would you queue, or do you find the queuing system effective? The 7th, how long would you spend queuing on to pay? The first question on the survey was how you would rate the layout of the shop. As you can see, wide majority said it was good. Second question was the deli layout. A large amount of people said it was fair, but followed up by good, which means we were getting in different situations to the boat. The next one was the would you find paths or directions on the floor effective. A lot of people, over 80% of people who took the survey said it would be very effective. The next one is how on average you'd queue, the time you'd lent. Most people said less than 5 minutes, but when you're a busy student this can be quite a long time. Question 5 was, do you think there's enough deli people behind the counter? Now a lot of people agreed here, nearly 50%, which would suggest that maybe there are enough people and this isn't the problem. The 6th question is, do you find effectiveness of queuing while paying? Do you find it effective? 63% of people said they were indifferent. Sometimes if people can't answer specific to when there's only 3 answers in a group question. Question 7 was, how on average do you spend queuing to pay? As we can see here, people said less than 5 minutes. Again, this is a long time to be waiting just to pay for your food when you're on a busy lunch break. Through our results, we found that the biggest topic to come out of it was the effectiveness of floor signs. This was already poorly signposted in a very high manner. This means that people didn't know where to go or what to do when they came into the shop to get hot food or to pay. Through conducting this usability evaluation, we found that placing floor signs on the ground, red indicating hot food, blue indicating cold food, and green indicating an area to pay would be the most effective way of solving this problem. Thank you for your time, and I hope this was beneficial. I hope questionnaires will help you in the future.